Hello! Oh my goodness, good morning, or not good morning, good afternoon for me at least. Hi Soul Thief. Good morning, fine, I can't stay, but I always want to say hello. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out. Even if you can't stay, no worries. Hi guys, my cat has already commandeered my lap. It is kind of ridiculous if you ask me. But I hope you're doing okay today. And Stealth has contributed 6,000 popcorn total to the Watch My Animation Final Project Challenge. You guys are crazy. You know that, right? I think because so many of you guys have put so many channel points in that, I think we'll probably showcase it on stream too. I'll put it on YouTube and I'll showcase it. Jim says, I love your hair. Oh, you said it before you could even see my hair, silly, but thank you. And now that I can actually see you, I love your hair. Hi, Pan. I have ramen. Ooh, what kind of ramen? Do you like spicy ramen? Because I feel like that's very popular. I feel like I should, like, guys, my cat is literally just sitting here. She's so cute. Pan has also contributed 6,000 popcorn, and Matt just contributed 540. You guys are crazy. Like, if I'd known back when I'd made it that people would care so much. Like, look at it. She just like, I mean, you can't look, but like, she's just like, thanks. I live here now. Pan says I like all kinds of ramen. I actually didn't like ramen until I was in high school, and I had my first boyfriend, and he loved ramen, and he made it for me with an egg in it, and that egg changed my life because I was like, that's gross, I don't like ramen, and then he like put an egg in it, and I was like, this is so good. because I'm crazy. Massa, I found milk seafood tasted flavored ramen here. I'm sorry, milk seafood? What is that? Why? He must have been in a band. He wasn't in a band, actually. What did he do? He had like a katana or something in his room for some reason. He had a longboard, so he boarded. He could play ukulele, but he wasn't in a band. He was not in a band. But he wasn't broke. Well, we were in high school, so we were all broke. But like, you know, the normal amount of high school broke. Not like the let me take you on a date, but I can't afford the date kind of broke. Tosh says, am I late? No! Pam says, yes. Poor Tosh. Also, I'm so used to bay leaf here that I don't even notice bay leaf. Bay leaf is just like our little buddy. I think I'm gonna make bay leaf a little smaller now that I've proven my bay leaf point, you know? So like bay leaf can just chill. Bay leaf is just one of your plants. Stop, I want like a chia pet now, like in the shape of a bay leaf. Why would that be perfect? Have you eaten your ramen? Oof. You guys are crazy. I just ate my sandwich though, so eating lunch is definitely great. I recommend eating generally for humans. It's like a positive thing that we should all be doing. But welcome in everybody. I hope you're having a nice day. You guys have to help me because I don't know what I want to paint. So I have been doing this like unhinged thing where I like I know that guy must have knew how he wanted his eggs cooked. He cooked his own eggs, so he did know how he wanted his eggs cooked, and it was honestly the best thing because it's just like make me eggs and don't ask questions, you know? Like, is that so hard? Hang on, I feel like bay leaf has to hang out with us. Okay. My whole stream overlay is just like so crowded, but it's fine. I like it. We're vibing, okay? Bay leaf and I are besties. Not your stack being unnamed, because I keep deleting stuff out of it and then I have to rename it. It's supposed to say like unfinished. I'm horrible. You saw though my stupid, I don't organize jack squat in my life. But look it, guys. We have quotes. They work now. Paint pillow swine. No, that's not the question, Matt. She said unhinged. That's a reference. Wow, it really just wants to do the tax fraud one. If I do it again, is it gonna pick the tax fraud one? Because there are like 5 in there. Oh, see, it just doesn't like pan. Yeah, this is how I organize my life. I don't. Aw, thank you for this stretch, Matt. Okay, so I've been doing an unhinged, yes, challenge where you paint 5 paintings. I painted 5 paintings in 40 minutes. So, and I did that twice. So I actually have 10 paintings. A lot of them suck, but I can't decide which one I want to paint. So we can work on this comp, which is like girl standing in the rain, but like it will be really impressionistic rain kind of stuff. Oh, in 40 minutes. Here, I'll show you. So, I mean, it might be a little longer now because I've spent a while staring at them. But if you go to your stats, see, track time is 43 minutes, and I made 5 paintings in here. Fauna really likes tax fraud. I do really not like tax fraud. I like not committing tax fraud. You guys really just, like, take the words out of my mouth. Paint tax fraud. That would be the worst painting ever. Okay, so this one I did in 40 minutes. So I did this. And, okay, so I'm just going to show you all the ones. I'm not going to paint. These aren't all up for painting today, though, because some of them suck and I don't want to paint them. This is an octopus that I made because this is the last painting I made, and you only get like 3 minutes to paint the last one. So I literally spent like 3 minutes on this, so I don't like it. And then this one I painted like probably in like 10 minutes, and I don't really like this one either, so this is also not on the list. This one I think is kind of cool, and it could be on the list if you guys really like it. It's just like a forest view with like light coming in. This one is totally on the list. I've got like another version of it. So like there's these flowers that I'm thinking we can paint today, which I think would be cool. And then these paintings I did in total of an hour. So this one, I had like 3 minutes to work on this one. It's a cool idea, but I don't know how I feel about it yet. There's my ocean one because I was just running out of time, so I did like a really basic one. This one I feel like has promise, but it needs a lot of work. But it's like birds and a cat and stuff. This one I think also is kind of cool, but I think it also would need a lot of work. And then this is the first one I did, and I kind of like it, but it's very busy. I'd have to figure out a way to like tone it down. Paint the IRS logo. I don't even know what the IRS logo is. Actually, that's probably a lie. I bet I do because I'm an accountant. I think it's just IRS in like Comic Sans. With like the IRS logo. We're already so unhinged and it's been like 5 minutes, guys. Oh, my phone like won't load it. Tosh! Tosh! Thank you so much for the 50 bits! Listen, no debt for fauna. That's the actual hashtag. So you gotta lock that down. Okay, all it Googled was triangle strategy stuff, so that was really helpful. Okay, Irs Images. This is the IRS logo. It would be the why would I draw that? I think that the IRS would sue me. Okay, wait. Tosh says, we'll be editing while listening to you. Let me know if you need any stuff. Aw, thanks, Tosh. Okay, 3 is best. I'm sorry, which one was 3? Was that the old 3 with the cat, or the older 3 with the forest? I think it's just bold white letters. Yeah, literally. I like the kitty one, but I'm okay with all of them. You should do it when you like. Yeah, thank you. I'm glad you like them all. Especially if you look forward to having a stream edited. Tosh, you're too good. You're too good at editing. Wow, it really wants to do... I don't have a lot of quotes because I just did the ones that I could remember. But I feel like a sports dad. I was like gearing up to play that fight. And that fight was brutal. I'm really glad that they did that though, because it made it really memorable. But I was not prepared. Like, me and my man team were not ready for that fight at all. We were like, oh my god. With cat. Oh, you like the cat one? I did this so fast. Like, I think if I do a time lapse, it will work. Like, literally, I was just like, you just have to like run and try to get ideas down. So I was just like throwing colors on until I like could see something. So like you can see this one I spent a while on. I mean, not like a while, but like you can see it's like I'm on this one, but like wait a second. Because okay, well actually this one you get to spend a long time on, so I'm gonna actually speed it up. But like that was that one. So that's like almost halfway through this whole recording. So then I did this one, and I had like enough time to get all this down. And then I did this one, which was even less time. And then I did this one. And I did it, that's what I mean, is I just did an ocean, because I was like, I don't have any time. And then like this one, literally there's so much detail on there that could have been fixed. So anyways, you have to go really fast, but it's to get like ideas down. Tosh says, I'm actually trying to reach out to local streamers if they need editors. So far, none. What I need is monies to pay editors. I'm glad you guys like the cat one. I can't believe that you like it. I show all of them to like one of my friends who likes my art, and they like won't pick favorites anymore because I'm such a jerk. I'll just be like, oh, so you liked the other one, huh? But this one is bad then? And then like, that is literally not what I said. And I'm like, yeah, but you inferred it by not liking that one as much as you liked this one. And then they're just like, okay, I love all of them equally. And it just like goes down the rabbit hole. Evoy? Evoy! Hi, Cotton. We were deciding what painting to do. I think we might start off with flowers as a warm-up, and then we can work on maybe the cat one if something strikes my inspiration. It says I just got the stream notification. Okay, maybe like a little delayed. That might be a little late, I'll admit. I'll admit it might be late a bit. Also, I feel like you guys can't see this very well because the background is so similar. I'm just gonna take it off. We don't really need a background. Okay, so what I will probably do is I have to redraw this whole thing because I had to enlarge it, and when you enlarge stuff in Procreate, it just gets like really pixelated. So I'm gonna like redraw all of it. We might as well keep the brush. I kind of like it. It's got vibes, you know? Procreate in light mode should be illegal. Okay, you know what? I'm not trying to get crucified today, y'all. Look at, you can see what I did to this flower. It's so unhappy. This flower is I was using light mode to hide my my problem. Canceled. Great. We should add that to the cancellation list. That's what I should really have, is not quotes, but just a list of reasons why I'm canceled. Listen, sometimes you just gotta be in light mode. Sometimes those are the vibes you have to go for. Sometimes it's just what you do gotta be doing. I don't make the rules. I mean, I do kind of make the rules, so it's a little bit of a lie. Okay, why am I color picking something that doesn't have full opacity? Because I'm insane. Okay, boom. We've got 2 flowers. You just gotta make a new layer for every flower. I don't know what to tell you, okay? That flower needed love. Lots of love. How many cancellations is that now, says Cotton? 69. No, 69 is like a reason. I feel like that cancels out the cancellations. Like, I feel like that's a reason that I should be not canceled. That's how cool that is. Unless that adds to the reasons and makes it 70. I guess that would be a problem for me. I wouldn't love that. Okay, I'm putting those 2 flowers in the same layer. Sue me. And then I'm gonna make an undergrowth layer, and it will be just like, you know, the planty stuff. If you count since June 271, you guys think you didn't start canceling me until June? I feel like that's very generous. Because I kind of feel like I was getting canceled a lot, like really early on. There was just always something to cancel me for. Like, I don't know what to tell you guys. You guys were just upset with me all the time. And I was like, you know what? YOLO. You know what? I feel like YOLO could be a reason that I got canceled, so fair enough. Oh, I really need this layer still. Anyways, I haven't painted flowers in a while, so that's why we're painting flowers. Sometimes you gotta build the layer correctly. Oh my god. What's going on? There we go. I have a hyacinth right here, but I don't know if I'll keep it. You know, sometimes you gotta make a decision, and then I choose to not make a decision. It do be like that. I'm trying to work fast, so sorry that I'm not talking a lot. Like last year from July to November, every stream had at least 3 cancellations. You guys were just like on top of me. Like literally, I would do something and you'd be like, canceled. I would be like, well, that's not what I consider a burb. And you'd be like, canceled. And it really just continued on like that. Okay, I'm adding in. I drew flowers before, so I'm pulling this up so that I can remember what the heck I'm doing. Because I have bad memory, guys. I have bird brain memory. I want to put a flower like or a leaf like right here. Con has contributed 2,500 bit popcorn to watch my animation project, and Tosh contributed 6,000. You guys are crazy. How do you have? This is why I have to have these giant rewards, because y'all have too many channel points. All right, we're actually really close, which is kind of crazy. We only have 7,000 popcorns left. Not even. I like that I wrote in the description, it is bad. It is bad. I'm really hyping you guys up on it, and you're like, yep, here are all my popcorns. Cotton says, I love that bay leaf is part of the stream now. Yes, I feel like bay leaf just needs to be included, you know? Like, bay leaf just needs all the love-ins, and I'm happy to give those love-ins to bay leaf. Even though it's actually going to become a problem, because like when you save stuff on stream, you should save it on a folder, because like Twitch Studio doesn't like make a copy of that image. So if I delete the image off my desktop, Bayleaf will just disappear from everything. But once you move it, I have to relink it. So Bayleaf is just on my desktop forever. It's the only thing on my desktop. All birds are burbs. Don't be bird racist. Listen, it wasn't even bird racism. If anything, it was bird, like, fat phobia birdism, because I was like, oh, well, a burb is like a really big burb. And you guys were like, wow, absolutely not, canceled. And I was like, okay. I accept the ruling. I'm just gonna put some more leafage there. We need to get the basic shapes down, okay? Like I was cheating before, essentially. You gotta lay the chickens before they hatch. Is that how it goes? Does anyone know how that saying goes? Roost the chickens hatch the eggs before they roost? What? Birds have bad memory. I call burb brain like my having bad memory, but maybe I like just made that up. I would assume a bird has worse memory than an average human. Maybe that's like added to the count of my bird racism. It's the total contribution, not one time. That's still a lot, Tosh. 6,000 is a lot. Pampan says, I want to draw, but I feel tired. Even when I do draw, I always end up falling asleep at the end of your streams. I wanted to fall asleep before I started. You guys always wake me up. Like, you all start talking to me, and I get really excited, and it wakes me up. But I literally, like, so I started the stream at 12:30 exactly, and at, like, 12:25, I was like, I'm ready for bed. Like, let's nap. And then I was like, no, Fauna, bad stream. So I did. I mean, obviously, I'm here. But it was a lot of work, okay? I want you guys to know that I make many sacrifices for you. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't really call it a sacrifice. Me hanging out with you guys is not a sacrifice. It's just Okay, so the center of the flower. Don't get distracted, Fauna. Drawing flowers is just like not something I ever do correctly, like first pass. So I have to really think about them. And I think the center is more like here. Bedtime. Also, birds aren't real, big fact. Oh yeah, the birds work for the bourgeoisie. Matt says, I get confused about English, why they call some people fat phobic. Isn't a phobia something you are afraid of, meaning that those people hate them, but they're not scared of them? I feel like that's a good point about language. The actual definition of fat phobia is less like the fear of and more about the stigma. So it's not like, yes, the actual strict definition of fat phobia would be the fear of obese people. But it's also, it's not that much of a stretch in a way. I think you're making a good point. I think that it's just a nuance in the English. I think that you're technically correct in that word doesn't necessarily mean what we're conveying, but we use it that way because it's close enough and it elicits a feeling. I think that's at least on the same track, if that makes sense. Birds are not real, says Scott. Pam's I really have to just sacrifice my well-being to talk to you guys. No. I have to just get off my butt. I don't even like napping. I can tell you guys, on one hand, the amount of times that I felt better after a nap than I did, worse. Wait. Yes. Because usually I wake up, usually I take a nap and I just feel like crap. So I just don't take naps. It really bothers a lot of my teachers. I used to go to daycare and they hated it. They were just you're the worst. Go to bed. Pan, what are you doing? Pan. Okay, start. Pam just gifted 5 subs? What the? Mary Chrysler. Happy Honda days. Oh my god! Pan. Thank you so much. Oh my god. What's going on? What? I said no debt for Fauna. Jimma, you can actually add quotes. If you write ! quote add and then type that, it will add a quote. I think, if it's working. Pan, oh my god, thank you so much. But seriously, no debt for Fauna. No debt. It's NDFF, no debt for Fauna. It's not DFF. Oh my gosh. Oh, Pan's smarter than me. I swear that's what the stupid robot told me, but you know what? If it doesn't work, I will add it myself, but I swear that's what the instructions were. Oh my god, you guys. Thank you so much. Well, I'm just... Pan, I don't know what. Thank you. No debt for Fauna. You're wrong. No, Cotton, don't take notes on that. It's incorrect. Pam says, I have a card in my room on the top 9 birds and what they really are. Wait, what are they? Are they good birds? Or they're just all fake birds? Cotton says, I assume the definition changes when attached to another word. It's not hyphenated, so it can have a different meaning, right? Yeah, it's not hyphenated. It's just that English is kind of dumb. But thank you. Again, you don't have to say anything. I absolutely do. I have to say no debt for Fauna because I feel like the message is still getting lost. But thank you. I can't believe that. Matt says, someone spends money on Fauna. What the hell is wrong with you? Okay, but there's better things to spend your money on, right? Like, I'm just here drawing my weirdo flowers. Like, what? Okay, hang on, I'm adding stabilization. This is how I live my life. Chaotically. Okay, just change the name of the brush. Okay, what does Fauna do? If something doesn't work, she tries it 80 more times to make sure it really doesn't work. If at first you don't succeed, do the exact same thing, the same time, 90 times repeated while it still doesn't work. That is how this works. There we go. I did it. I'm just trying to... Sometimes if I add streamline to a brush, but I don't want it to stay, I'll just create another brush. Matt says, not anything like actually there or anything. Oh, yeah, that is your favorite quote. I'll add that one. I'm taking screenshots in case they're not adding. Okay, Pan says, birds are all government robots. Yes, the birds work for the bourgeoisie. They are the birdwazzy. Pigeons are city surveillance. Vultures are public sanitation. Ew. Bluebirds are retina scanners. Owls are night I feel like for us, it's robins that are the retina scanners because we don't have a lot of bluebirds. Owls are night surveillance. Yep. Hummingbirds are attack I should probably stop feeding them then. My mom has a bunch of hummingbird feeders. They're so... Apparently, though, they're bad for hummingbirds. Humans don't do one good thing, I swear. Seagulls are coastal surveillance. Geese are recreational surveillance. That is hilarious. Hawks are regional alpha drones. Sparrows are general surveillance. Okay, that's like a lot of... That's a lot of bird information right there. I just feel like... What do I just feel like? I don't know. I just feel like maybe one bird is real. Like maybe one bird was just like actually real, you know? Like not that they are all real, but I just feel like some birds might be real. Like what about woodpeckers? Woodpeckers, they seem real to me. Have you seen, there's a, totally off topic. There is a bluebird out there who straight up like pecked a tree so hard that like the tree, instead of having like a little hole in it, just has like a giant gash in the tree. Have you guys seen this? Hang on. Aggressive woodpecker. I have to show you guys this. Images. Where is the, I swear I have seen this, and I'm not making it up. I've literally... Aggressive woodpecking, maybe? All of these are just showing me really angry woodpeckers. And that is very scary. I don't want to look at mean birds. That is way too much for me. My mom actually has a fear of birds. One time she saw a peacock and she like wanted to leave like a place. Oh man, I can't find it. Bird woodpeck tree down. I just want to find like it was like a really aggressive woodpecking. Like part of the tree was like gone essentially. I'll see if I can find it later. Although, okay, here. So this is way better, honestly, than what I was talking about. But, like, this tree has, like, all these holes in it, and that's from a woodpecker. So sometimes woodpeckers are just like, here, let me eat the whole tree. But the one that I saw was, like, the woodpecker ate more, like, around it, and it would just, like, the tree probably could have fallen over. Essentially. Oh god, sorry. Matt, if you're still here, you can permit Pan if you want. Hang on, let me read this. Okay, they're not government robots. It's Elon Musk's robot. He's an alien. He's trying to get back at his home Mars so that everyone knows the government can see everyone through the 5G towers. Crap, I use 5G a lot. While Bill Gates uses his chips, his COVID... Yes, the chips in the COVID vaccine. Of course. Birds aren't real is the jam. I had a shirt, but it was too big after makeup. Wait a minute. Hang on, guys. I'm gonna keep derailing us. Oh my god. This bird is a robot bird. Hey, okay, unrelated. Or actually very related. Did you guys know that, cats, they used to try to use cats as spies in the war, and they would take cats and they would implant cameras into their bodies to spy on the enemy? I'm like 80% sure that's real. Cat spies war. The CIA learned that cats make bad spies. Yes, so the CIA, this is history.com, so I think that's legit. So the CIA spent like a boatload of money to try to train cats to essentially become like to be like informants. But it didn't work. The ones they wrote was the problem is that cats are not especially trainable. My grandpa had bear. What, your grandpa had a bear? Yeah, so oh man, I saw why am I talking with an accent? They spent like tons of money. Let me see how much money it cost. It was like really expensive. Like they were literally implanting cameras, I think. Or it says a veterinary surgeon would implant a microphone into the cat's ear canal and then a radio transmitter at the base of its skull so that the cat would record. Due to problems with distraction, the cat's sense of hunger had to be addressed. The project was abandoned due to difficulty training cats, and it did not work, essentially. Oh my god, I swear someone told me that they spent a lot of money on this. So it was really expensive to find out that suddenly you're from Jersey, right? I was like, where did that come from? So yeah, anyways, that's a thing that the CIA did. They were like, you know what we should do? You know what would totally work? You know what the best thing for us to do right now would be? Is let's invest a lot of money on cats and it will totally work. It's like, why didn't you just try training a cat before putting a video camera into its freaking face? Like, you didn't realize that cats weren't trainable before you did this? Like, why didn't you train the cat? I feel like they did it backwards, you know what I mean? Like, all I'm saying is that that's just not how that works. Oh, wait, the bear. Hang on. Okay, hi, cat. See? Like, this is my cat. If you offered me to put her to be a spy, I would tell you, you know what? That's hilarious, but good luck. Hang on, it didn't open anything. Oh, the bear. Yes. Okay, I do remember that. There's a bear. It just feels like maybe you shouldn't get hired for the job till you train. Sorry if I'm being really weird about talking about these, like, bears, but not bears, cats and bears. Can you just, like, get a life, Valentine? Hi, thanks. I really don't think she cares about, the fact that I'm trying to get work done right now. And I'm getting that vibe because she is currently ignoring everything that I'm saying. Ow. I'm just trying to draw a flower, okay? You know what? Why don't you just let me do that? Have you ever had a cat before? Because she literally is just like, no, you have to pet me right now. Like, she is just sitting here, like, taking her head and pushing it into my hand while I'm trying to paint. It's a good thing she is, like, the most adorable thing in the world. That's all I have to say about that. I tried to take her for a walk today, but she didn't want to go, so I didn't take her. And then when I started eating lunch, she started, like, pawing at the stroller, and I was like, no, I told you, if you don't come out with me now, we're not going. She didn't really like that, but it's okay. She'll get over it. Okay, I'm gonna layer these a bit more. I might play some Stardew's Pan. Oh, that sounds so relaxing. Do you think you'd restart your farm, or do you think that you'll just, like, pick up your current farm? I love Stardew. I thought that game was so good when it first came out, and it is, I think, the reason that I like Animal Crossing, because it got me used to that style of, like, calm gameplay, because usually I just get bored. Okay, so this petal is too big, so I'm gonna break it up. Anyways, that's, like, basically how you make a flower. It's not super hard. I'm just impatient. But yeah, I don't blame you. I don't always want to do art when I'm doing these. But it's like, it's good for me because then I have, like, a set time where I'm going to make art. And then I can, like, lock myself into that. But if I didn't stream with you guys, like, I would not stream. I would probably not make art every week on Sunday. I would just, like, skip weeks probably. But that's why I did this, so that I would, like, force myself to keep the creativity going, you know? I started a new farm a while back on the Switch, but I think I'll restart. I don't feel like connecting my Xbox. Yeah, I can't believe you have it on Xbox. I just think that that's funny. Like, I didn't even know you could get it on Xbox. But I did read an entire, like, video game book, like, on him. Because he made Stardew, like, by himself. And I think he is so cool. Like, Concerned Ape really was just like, right? It's Concerned Ape. He was just like, I'm gonna just do this and it will be really good. And you guys are all gonna be like, wow, this guy is amazing. And I'm gonna do all my own sound design and I'm gonna do all of this stuff and I'm just gonna do it all by myself. And then when I get better at it, I'm gonna redo all my assets because I'm smarter, stronger, faster. And it's like, buddy, how? I think it's totally crazy. Penguin says he's making his next game alone too. Yes, and have you guys watched the trailers for his, like, chocolatier factory or whatever it is? Because it looks like it's gonna be really good. I'm excited as heck for that game. I think it's going to be really fun, and I'm really pumped. I really like him. I think he's so talented. Like, I can't believe he didn't get discouraged. Like, he made such an amazing game. Just, like, by himself. Pampan says it looks awesome. Yes! Haunted Chocolatier, for anyone who doesn't know. And like, I'm just so happy for him, because you know that like it was probably really hard to make that first game, and now he like is really just like set with Stardew. Like, he can just take his time and make the game like exactly how he wants it to be, and he doesn't really have to have as much pressure on it, because like everybody knows what he can do, and we're all gonna get it. Like, I'm definitely getting Haunted Chocolatier. I'm so excited. I literally, like, there's a book out there, I think it was called like, I don't remember what it's called honestly, but I like read a book on like all of the stuff that you can, or I don't know why I keep saying words. It's like a book on how people have made popular games, and it was just really cool to listen to. Can you just stop flicking your tail at me, Valentine? That's really rude right now, I'm not gonna lie. Valentine is like, that's nice. I literally could care less. I guess couldn't care less. He recently self-published Stardew on Android, and he's gonna self-publish on all digital platforms. Oh my god! That's a lot of work. I struggled with making my frickin' website work on mobile when I made like a WordPress website. You're telling me that this guy is just like, yeah, I'm just gonna add that myself, it'll be fine. Like, the dedication and work that he puts into his craft, like, I respect it so much. I like him. I think he's so cool. I like have so much respect. Sorry that I'm going on like a rant, but like Stardew Valley truly like changed my life. And at the time that it had come out, it was like my most played game. Like, I played Breath of the Wild once, so I only had like 80 hours in it at that point, and I played Stardew, and I had over 100 hours in it, and it was like, at that point in my life, was like my most played game. And like, that was such a big deal. Like, I was like, wow, I've never played a game this long, especially one that doesn't even have like a lot to do at the end, you know? Like, you're just going in, you're checking your stuff, like, it's not like you're surrounded in work. Like, it's so good. It's so good. I'm sorry, I'm such a Stardew stan. I know I've never even played it with you guys. But I'm a huge fan. I could never not play. I haven't picked it up in a while, but it's because Animal Crossing kind of took over my life, but I think everybody knows that. Pampan said, I love that you love it. Yeah, let me see if I can find the name of that book, because if you are a nerd and you're into like video game, what am I looking at? Books, Audible. Not that I really want to support Amazon in their quest to take the world over, but I did have audiobooks for a while. Let me see if I can find it. I read like a lot of non-fiction, just like weird books. Yes, okay, it's called Blood, Sweat, and Pixels by Jason Schreier. Oops, sorry, I just started the book. It talks about Pillars of Eternity, Uncharted 4, Stardew Valley, Diablo 3, Halo Wars, Dragon Age Inquisition, Shovel Knight, Destiny, The Witcher 3, which is totally... The Witcher 3 and Stardew were the ones that I got it for, because I'm obsessed with those games. And then Star Wars 1313. So that's what the book talks about. Those are all the games, and it just like talks about their production and all the other stuff. It was really fun to listen to. Pampan says, I'm doing a beach farm, which I've never done before. Oh my god. Good luck. I've never had the gumption to do a beach farm, because I just like get impatient, I suppose is really what it's called. And like, you can't use sprinklers, so like I've never felt like that would work for me, because I would be like, I'd just like get lazy and I'd be like, yeah, this isn't working out. So I've actually never done a beach farm, so you'll have to let me know if you like it, because I saw people play it and they were just like, oh my god, the fact that I can only have sprinklers like right here is killing me. And I was like, it doesn't look that great. It's pretty, at least. It is. It definitely is. Okay. I'm just gonna... I've been playing, so I like strategy games, but not like the tabletop kind, like the video game kind. And I have been playing through Triangle Strategy, and I'm to the point now where, like, if you Google the battle that I'm on, they rank it a 5 out of 5 difficulty, and I have played it. I have literally played it at this point like 5 times, and I just cannot. I just cannot win. So I keep playing it. You keep all your experience. So like, I'm not really like, me losing isn't a giant waste of time. It's just like, it's helping me get better, but it's so hard to lose that many times, and I'm getting like so annoyed with it, but I love it. I'm like thriving off of it at the same time because I'm crazy. But anyways, I'm talking about it like totally spoiler free, so it really won't be ruined for you if I talk about it, if anyone in here does want to play it, but it's like hard. Like I'm putting the work in. I'm doing the time. You know, whatever the expression is, I'm doing it. It's like I mean, I love suffering, I guess, is what it really comes down to. I heart suffering. Okay, let me just finish these colors real quick. I feel like this flower is coming together. Look at it, it looks like a flower. Is it perfect? No, but like, we're getting there. I don't want to like spend my whole life on one flower and not have anything else blocked in, so once I'm more done with everything, we'll probably like clean everything up a little bit more, but also, we watched Kiki's Delivery Service in the Discord, and I was the only one in there who liked it, so I mean, I guess Matt rated it like a 7 out of 10, but like, that's not enough for me. I'm greedy. Whatever the expression is, I'm doing it. Exactly. Whatever it is that I'm supposed to be saying right now, that's what I'm talking about. Do I make any sense? Absolutely not. Does it matter? Absolutely. Okay, I'm gonna try to do an outline of the rest of the flowers now that I've got an idea of what I'm doing. I think that will be smart. So, this flower is very angled. I'm actually gonna unangle it a bit. I'm gonna put the center here. Don't make me regret this. And sorry, flowers stress me out. That's why we're doing it. I have to challenge myself. That's kind of all right, I think. Who do you usually marry in Stardew? Oh my god. Okay, so I've only finished one farm. So I've only ever truly, I think, married someone once, but like who I've aimed to romance has changed. So in the first playthrough I went through, I married Abigail. I was pretty torn between her and Shane, but I eventually just decided that I had to go for the girl. Mostly because you usually can't do like same-sex marriages, so I was like, heck yeah, I'm gonna do it. Like, I'm ready. And so I married Abigail, and I'm pretty happy with that choice. I like Abigail. I think she's baddie. I also want to eat rocks and play video games and have purple hair, so like 10 out of 10 vibes. The last time I played, I tried to marry Lee, I think. Yeah. Usually I thought she was like a little boring, but now that I'm older, I feel like she's kind of also the vibes, like living in a cabin, making art all day. Totally. So again, I think in my newest playthrough, I'm romancing her. But in my first game, I essentially did that thing where you just like get to level 10 with everybody, and as long as you do it before you get married, you don't break anybody's heart. So it was okay that I did that. I don't have to feel shame that I essentially heartbroke the entire town of the Pelican town, but you know, it is what it is. Bambi says I usually marry Seb or Sam, but I think I want to marry Penny. Penny deserves like so much more in life. I feel like emotionally responsible for her. And I think that her like I totally see romancing Penny. I've never done it though, which is actually kind of weird because I actually tend to subconsciously go for redheads in a lot of my games. Like Triss Marigold in The Witcher. I actually romanced her before I romanced Yennefer. And I did it with another game too, but for Penny, I've never married her. I really like Maru though. She also, I feel like I could continue. I really like don't give a crap about the men. Like, I would never marry Alex. I don't think I'd ever marry Sam. I would, so Sebastian is the exception, but like, I don't. I have like the what's it, Harvey? I'm not marrying Harvey. Absolutely not. Goodbye, creepy. Pamela says, my first time I married Seb and I dated Sam, and Seb didn't care for so long, and then after a year, he mentioned how he noticed Sam and I spend time together and it hurt him. I didn't know. What did you do? Stop! I didn't know that was a thing. That would have like destroyed me. What? Oh my god. I didn't know they would do that. Apparently they usually say something early on. So your RNG just like decided not to tell you for a year? Apparently, I've romanced everybody. My significant other, Abigail, could literally say that about anybody. I have romanced all of them to level 10 because I'm a psychopath. And that actually rings true because I don't think anyone other than a psychopath could truly romance every eligible bachelor in the entire town. And bachelorette. Abigail doesn't make me coffee, but she does sometimes water the cat. And sometimes collects like one crop, I feel like. But usually she plays the flute or video games in the morning, and I'm totally fine with the video games. Like, you know what, babe? You don't have to be the breadwinner, okay? We own a farm. I'm the breadwinner, and I got us. I got you. I got us. She's just like not very helpful. You know what? I love her. I love her, but she is not helpful. And I think she knows that. I really do. I think that she understands. Yeah, the spouses are truly useless. Although I guess I have kids now, so she must take care of the kids because I've definitely not. Also, I love that in that game, you can just turn your kids into doves if you don't want them anymore. Like, you and your spouse, you can just, like, unmarry them. Like, you can just be like, okay, I don't want to get married. You can just divorce them. You just have to pay a lot of money, which is true to real life. But I just think that's totally crazy. That, like, they just have those mechanics, like, hanging around. Like, especially, like, turning your kids into doves. That's, like, a lot. Like, how did he even decide to let us have that? You know what I mean? Like, that's just, like, a really, like, a lot for me to take in. If I'm being honest. Like, it's just a little bit much. I mean, if it was like my real life, I would simply choose not to have any kids. So I don't really know what I would want if I like. I'm fine with having him in Stardew because, like I said, I don't take care of him. Abigail does. Parents, it's crazy saying. Like, yeah, I don't mind. I mean, I don't have to do work. My spouse is the one. I feel like if Abigail and I were married in real life, and I just like went around in the town and did whatever I wanted all the time, and she's the one, you know, like who has to take care of our kids and whatever, I feel like that relationship would not work. Like, we would have marital problems. I certainly would not allow my significant other to just do whatever they wanted all the time. But I also, like, I mean, sometimes Abigail does come up to me and she's like, babe, I'm gonna go around the town today. And I'm like, that's great, babe. But, like, I still don't have to care about the kids. So I don't know why you would want to get rid of your kids, because you don't even have to do any work. Like, you really don't. Cotton! Cotton, oh my god! Thank you so much for the gifting 2 subs. Cotton. You're... you guys are rendering me speechless today. Thank you! Thank you. You're the sweetest. I'm now behind in sub. Tosh, aren't you like number 1 in bit giving? Is that not enough for you? Is where you are at in life not ringing and bringing you in peace to your life? I think that you should be happy with your I don't know why I cannot talk today, guys, but debt for fun. Cotton, no, you forgot the word no. No debt for fauna. NDFF. Debt for fauna. Tosh says, I'm not even number 1 in bits. Okay, well, again, I think we established that you are number 1 in bits in my heart, so. Oh wow, Pan did give a lot of bits, damn. Pan, y'all need to chill. Pan. Jeez Louise, y'all. I'm having a really hard time getting the flowers right. I'm gonna try to be better for you guys. I feel like this flower is coming out pretty well, right? Like, that looks like a flower. Yeah? Colin says, English isn't my first language. Don't blame me for not understanding. Cotton, that is not a good enough excuse. You just have to add the word no. No debt for fauna. I cannot be responsible, okay? Fauna Bank is not gonna give you a loan back, okay? You need to... I'm worried about you guys. I'm truly, I have concerns. I have questions on me. Do you guys remember when Camila Cabello was like really popular and now she's like not popular? And I know why she's not popular, it makes sense, but I still kind of miss when I liked her. Anyways, that was a rant, but it was because I sang that song, I Have Questions, and I was like making a pun off of it. I just really liked her, and now I feel like her stuff is not good. I really don't like the Bum Bum song. I do, like, in a bop kind of way. But also, I can't tell if Taylor Swift has truly just, like, broken me into only accepting, like, Taylor Swift-esque songs as like good songs. Like, if you don't use the same amount of lyricism that Taylor does, I'm like, oh, this isn't like written well. And I'm like, okay, but is it actually written well, and am I just like obsessed with Taylor Swift? And the answer is undecided currently. Okay, pedal to the metal, but with like literal petals. Also, have any of you guys been playing, I mean, I know Pan has, but have any of you guys been playing the Mario Kart tracks? Because we were playing them the other night in Pan's Discord. I like them. Pan says BRB. Yes! Oh my god, of course. Cotton says this looks so pretty. Thank you! I'm really glad you like it. I wanted to just, like, work on flowers, because I feel like we keep painting flowers in these streams, and I keep being like, yeah, I hate them. So I'm trying to chill and get it all out of my system, you know? But yeah, so because of Pan, honestly, I've been playing the new tracks, and I think that they're fun. But I also think that they are a little ugly, and I know that they're giving us so many tracks, so like I feel bad complaining about the price. But at the same time, I just kind of feel like it should cost less. Like, I don't know. Like, if you think about it, you pay $60 to get Mario Kart, and then you have to pay $30 to get all the extra courses. And, like, yes, it's going to be a lot of extra courses, but I just feel like that's a lot of money up front to spend on what currently is only 8 extra tracks. And some of them are not that good. And then you have to, like, think about, like, that's $90 to spend on a game, and like $60 is already a lot of money. So like, I don't feel like that's nothing to I feel like it, you know, like, it just needs to be like a conscious, I just think it's weird. Like, I think it's a lot of money. Okay, I need to like reposition this bouquet. What if I put the pink one in the middle? Oh, did that not work? You can actually take control of 2 layers in Procreate. You just have to like be careful about it. I think I'm gonna get rid of the orange flower. I feel like there's enough going on in this composition. I also think I have to, I had these on the same layer, but I think I need to break them off. Oh, I did a bad job. Hang on. Okay, if I take this and I take this. How did I get 2? Oh, hang on. I must have done the wrong layer. These were supposed to stay. And then that one should stay, and then this one. Sorry, my thing is really laggy right now. Cotton says, oh, you can actually do pretty cool stuff with that. Yeah, I feel like I underutilize it, because like you can use, like, I feel like a lot of these tools very similar to how people will paint in Photoshop, and I feel like I just don't utilize it at all. But like, I could, and it's right there for me to utilize, and it would be really good, you know? Okay, why do I have... Okay. Now I need to pull this one out. I see, I still have that line from where I broke the green up. I'll have to fix that. It's called having problems. Okay, so this one is related to that one. Okay. It's just because I feel like these would be touching, and I don't want to have to worry about them touching. I'm gonna make it a little bright. Okay, that's a little crazy color for me. Okay, let me just take a quick peek at this one again to see if I'm like... I'm not really missing anything else. I don't want to put that purple hyacinth back in as much as I love it. Okay, how does that look? Doesn't really match the vibes. I'm trying to keep all the leaves like similar feeling, I guess. Okay, I think it's probably this flower to me looks kind of green. I feel like it just needs to be a more saturated, maybe? Okay, I guess this flower's orange now. Just gonna be how it do be. Pants. Okay, I'm back. I moved to my bed. I have had to force myself to leave my bed because I keep like playing video games in my bed, and I keep like I'm playing video games, I'm painting, I'm watching TV, I'm listening to music, and I just started spending so much time on my bed because it's like gotten more comfortable that I had to like force myself not to, because then when I had to go to sleep, I like felt wide awake and I wasn't making that connection anymore between like bed and actually being asleep. So like I just wanted to hang out in my bed all day, but now I have to, now I'm not allowed. Which is sad for me. That's why I'm talking about it, because I'm jealous. I want to be in bed all the time. But my body just cannot. I just cannot live like that. It doesn't work. I want to. I obviously still chill in bed when I want. But like, I wanted to like spend my whole life in bed, and it was not working. Also, this is not, like, this needs to be cleaner. What the heck was I doing over here? Let me, I don't know where I thought that was connecting to. Payman said, I understand. It happens to me when I have random weeks off of work because I spend so much time in bed and it destroys me. I don't really get it, honestly, because when I was in college and when I was in high school, like, I did everything in bed. I wrote all my papers sitting in bed. I literally, like, never sat at a desk. I hated it. I hated working in the library. I hated working at my own desk because it was so uncomfortable. Like, I used to spend my whole life in bed, and now I can't do it anymore. I don't know what's wrong. It's very sad for me. I mean, I'm prevailing. But, like, I used to do it all the time, and it never affected me. I used to think, like, that's dumb. Maybe I was just more tired back then or something, so I didn't notice it. Okay, so now we're vibing. We're vibing. You ever just fill the wrong layer because you're not paying attention to the layer that you're on? Because same. I think that I need like a darker green here. And then I usually have to put a layer above all the flowers. I wonder how many layers I can have. Canvas, info, layers. I only have 4 more layers I can add. Cool. Good to know. Any layers I can get rid of? Yes, that one. Okay, that's it. The nicest thing about Procreate is that like it runs so well, but like you have that layer trade-off, and that sucks. Oh yeah, I added those like little flourishes too. Those. Campaign redeemed layer check. Yes, I'm adding a new layer, so this is the correct layer, I think, that I want to be on. Although maybe it's not, because they're not going to go above the flowers. Because I was going to draw a leaf on that layer, so you're kind of right. That wasn't exactly right. Hang on. So then I can put that there. Also, they're more like hollow circles. Because on the upper layer, I wanted to draw like a little leaf. Although... Ta-da! There's the new painting. Thank you for redeeming layer check, Pan. Cotton says, what's the layer trade-off? That you can only have so many layers in a painting. So like my painting can only have like 17 layers, which is a lot. It's just that when I do like sketches like this, I try to keep all the line art of each flower on their separate line, and I have like 5 flowers, so it's getting to be quite unrealistic, so I'm gonna have to merge soon. But like if you're painting in something like Photoshop, you have unlimited layers. A masterpiece. Thank you. I think I'm gonna tone it back though, so I'm sorry if you guys were a real big fan of that last one. I'm gonna change it up a bit. I don't know. Like, what if I did like a really small leaf? It doesn't look very natural. I could probably put one right here. Ow, my cat. My cat is just obsessed with, because it's a really big canvas, Cotton. So here, if I do canvas info and I go to layers, I can only have a maximum, sorry, it's 19 layers that I can have. But if you go to my dimensions, it's like a 66,000 pixels by 4,200. But normally I don't paint with a lot of layers, so it's not a problem. Like, I made my canvases pretty big because like half of my paintings I only have like 5 layers. because I literally can't handle it. So I made them really big because I was like, well, it doesn't matter. But I guess for this one it matters. Ow. You guys cannot see her, but like, she's here again. You want to say hi to everybody? If you're going to be in the way? Okay. All right. That's what we're doing. We're going to say hello. Ugh. She doesn't want to say hi. Hello. Why don't you just like look at the camera? Please. For once in your life. Look at her refusal to look up. It's completely insane. Hey, they wanted to say hi to you. She is purring. Meow. She is like no entertainment in that at all. Khan says, hello, Valentine. She's like, Mom, if you don't start petting me right now, I'm gonna revolt. Okay, fair enough. Look at her angry tail flicking. Oh, I guess it stopped. Hi! She's so obsessed with me. If she wasn't so adorable, I would probably hate her. That's a lie. I would never hate her. But she does make me crazy. She just pushed my arm. Babe, I'm gonna need you to ask for attention when I'm not busy, okay? Do you think you could do that for me? Thanks. It's like talking to a brick wall, except a brick wall would not scratch you and then get cat hair all over you. So at the same time, it's almost worse. You know, Cotton's thinking about getting a cat, so you need to be nice to show off a good example for other cats so that Cotton feels like it's a good choice. Do you think you can do that for me? For the good of kittens? There we go. I needed a curved edge. I'm not using, like, you can tell the brush I'm using is pretty rough, but I'm not really trying to use anything, like... I'm not trying to really use anything crazy. Or my cat is truly being unhinged right now. Okay, so now we've got, like, this is the basic idea. So I hope you guys are liking it so far, because that's, like, most of what I'll be adding. I'll also... Oh, that was creepy. The whisper of that song made me think someone else was talking to me just now. Like, do you guys... It's freaking me out. I'm gonna try to remain calm, though, because I know everything is fine. I want this to come out of a more, like, relaxed spot. Composition is weird, okay? I don't have... I don't follow a lot of rules. I just kind of do what I do. I wonder if we can get away with the background now. The purple's kind of cool. I don't hate it. I don't love it. But what about, like, a dark purple? I wish there was, like, a select all layers thing. There might be, and I might just not know how to do it. But, like, that looks kind of cool, right? Right? I don't think there is. I feel like there should be. My cat is so mad. Babe. Babe. Babe, I need you to calm down. It just seems like one of those things. Like, if you can, there's something you can do to, like... Oh, there's, like, other swipe gestures in here that I know I don't take advantage of. I'm just having a hard time conveying what they are because I've probably forgotten them. Okay, clean up these leafies. And I'm actually gonna low-key remove this one because I feel like it's too heavy with the other one here, so I'll just do like this kind of thing. I should also add one, like, right here or here. There we go. Something. They have, like, a nice little vibe to them, so I like them. Payment says this is looking good. Thank you. I think it's nice. This is a little... I won't get too into it because it's a sad story. But one of my best friends has another really good friend who got married and recently has had to leave her husband because he did some illegal things that are bad, and he will be going to prison for many years. And obviously this girl had no idea that her husband was up to these bad things. And So they obviously like lived together and stuff. So she's looking to get her own. She's hoping to move soon because they shared an apartment, but she can't really afford to break her lease. So she's going to be living in that same apartment where she like lived with her husband. And so she's just trying to like, they're getting a divorce. I don't know if I said that. So she's just trying to like bring in all of her good vibes and just like set a good path for herself going forward, because it's really hard what she's going through and I feel really bad. But anyways, these are some flowers in the corner, by the way, that I've already painted. And you know, she was talking to me and she's like, I really want to help her get some art for her apartment because she said she wants like a lot of flowers and I think that she'd really like the one that you have. So I kind of like, the reason I was more biased towards painting these flowers today is because I just wanted to like do something nice, because I think if she likes this one, she will hopefully like the one that I'm making, and I'm just gonna like make her some prints and we're gonna send them to her so that she can put them up in her apartment, because you know she's going through something rough, so I wanted to give her something nice. So that's kind of why we're painting these flowers, just because I want to be able to give that to people, like joy, you know? Like I just want you to be able to like look at the art pieces and be like, wow, that was like nice and I feel good. So that's kind of why we're doing it. She doesn't know that, but oh, that looked good. Stop. Sorry. I like did that on a whim, but I like it. So I'm glad that I like what I did. I think we're going to keep this dark undertone for some of these. My cat is so upset. Babe, I need you to be happy that I'm letting you cover me in cat hair. Like, I'm covered. I've never had a cat want to lay on me before so badly, but also be so mad at me at the same time. Truly is like what it's like to be with cat. Like, she's pissed. Like, look at this. You can't really see it, but like, hang on. Look at this tail wagging right there. That is a mad cat. And she's just like, I need to be here. Hi. Look at that. That's not like dog wagging. She's mad. Yo. But she's also purring. It's very confusing. But I'm not a monster. I'm not gonna kick her off my lap. This is just the way it do be now. Pime says, that's kind of you. Yeah, I wanted to just like do something nice. She's having a really hard time with it, which like obviously I'm not going into any details because I honestly it's bad enough that I feel like that would be triggering to some. But it's just she's just going through a really hard time. So I would want someone to do it for me if I were going through something similar. So that's kind of where I'm taking it from. Plus, like, I'm long overdue to draw flowers, if people like the way I draw flowers. Like, I kind of just drew my first flowers because I was like, I don't know, that seems like a thing I could do. Oh my god, my leg is falling asleep. My muscles don't normally fall asleep, but... Oh, I'm not even on the right layer. But they can if a cat is sitting on me. So we'll see how long I remain free from the clutches of Her Highness. You'd think that I don't like her, but I really do think that she's the best. What is on this layer? Oh, I drew those dots on this layer. You literally did a layer check, and I still drew them all on the wrong layer. I'm proud of myself for that. Okay, I'm gonna put this leaf here. I'm gonna do the dark. No, I'm gonna do the light. Okay, I said I was gonna do light. Procreate. Get with the program. And I'm gonna I just want this to look like more natural, so I'm gonna have to blend it out a bit. Or not blend it, but I'm gonna have to get it out of here essentially. So I'm hoping if I put it behind there that it looks a little better. And then yeah, if I just cut out that part. I don't want it to look like super out of the touch, I just want it to like... Also, we only have 2 of those big leaves. We should probably have more. Sorry. I always say I'm almost done, and I'm not almost done. But I hope you're all doing something nice and relaxing, because I don't know about you guys, but I definitely have work tomorrow. So just trying to like relax, rest before that. And also, like, we've got a lot of stuff coming up. So April, I think it was 10th. Let me double check. So April 10th is my stream anniversary. Yeah, so that'll be in a couple weeks, actually. So not next Sunday or the Sunday after, but the Sunday after that will actually be our 1 year anniversary of me streaming. So I doubt we're gonna do a regular art stream. We will probably do something different. I don't know if that's gonna be a game. I don't know if it's gonna be like a group game. I don't know if it will be like... I have so many ideas, but like I obviously have to focus on because I have Jackbox, so we could play Jackbox. I have Mario Kart, so we can get Mario Kart. I have a lot of stuff that we can do. So I'm gonna put polls out at some point so that we can figure out what we're gonna do. But I'm really excited, and I can't believe it's already here. It's kind of crazy to think that it's been that long. Like, it just, I don't know. It just do be wild to me that I've been doing this whole time. Not that I like thought I was gonna give up and never do it, but you know, at the same time, I'm still surprised. It's a weird thing about time is I feel like I'm always surprised by it, even though it's the same. I'm the one that's different. Payment says, woohoo, gonna be so fun. Thanks! I'm excited. I think it'll be a lot of fun. I need to like plan a lot more stuff, obviously, but I think we got this. So I'm cutting more of that leaf out. Pretty soon that leaf is gonna be gone and I'll be like, look at how much better it looks. 'Tis the life of an artist. Okay, so these blue flowers, I am not gonna go crazy with them. I am gonna give them a little bit of some shading, I think. And just like on the same layer, I'm gonna do the whites. Just because I'm running out of layers. But yeah, we can take votes then on like the best Jackbox games, because I'm gonna have the ones that I currently have are Blather Round, which we're definitely gonna play, I think, because I love Blather Round. We also have, what do we have? I have Quiplash. I have like, I think I have TKO, which is like a t-shirt design. And then I also have like a presentation one. So we probably won't do a lot of the others because they're hard. And my other favorite is like Monster something, but we probably won't do that one because it's really hard to do. If we're not all in voice chat, so I'm not sure if we'll do that one because I think it will be a lot of work. But I'm very excited, so stay tuned for that. I'm trying to like remind everybody periodically that it's coming so that nobody forgets. Because I'm almost forgetting, so. Okay, I'm gonna just like put a little flower here. The nice thing about flowers is they really don't have to be like precise in any way. You can kind of just do what you want and the flower will go with it. I don't really know what's going on with this flower, but oh my god, we might actually finish this by the end of the stream. We've only been going for an hour and a half. I thought I was going slow at first. Also, I haven't even taken a break yet, so I should probably take one soon. Not me drawing on the wrong layer. No, never. Fauna would never. Fauna would literally never draw on the wrong layer. What are you talking about? I don't know what I thought I was about to do just there. Don't like that. Don't hate that, but don't love it either. Okay, I think that maybe I won't put a leaf here because I've just tried it like 5 different ways and I don't like any of them. Okay, so now I think it's time to go back to working on these flowers, because they need some loving. It's a little too pink. Oh, I got some paint on the edge, but I actually kind of like that. We might leave that. Okay. Also, I think, so next week we're going to play Arceus again, because I really want to finish my decks, but once we finally accomplish the impossible and we catch all those frickin' wisps, I think that the move will be to go back to Animal Crossing a little bit, because I want to update my island. First, we gotta move Kevin out, because Kevin is not invited. He is not on the VIP list, and he needs to get gone. So first on my list of things to do is get Kevin out of my island. And then I think we'll simultaneously be redecorating it. For anyone who doesn't know, Kevin is like a pig. He's like a cheese-colored pig. And he moved onto my island because I let him move in, and I will forever regret my choices, but it is what it is. It's too late now. Kevin Bacon. Pivot says, sorry to kind of zone out. I feel a headache coming on. I also can't believe it's 2 p.m. already. Oh no, I thought I was getting a headache actually during your stream this morning. So I felt the same way. Maybe it's something in the air. You probably aren't even listening to me because you said BRB, but I'm gonna keep talking about it anyways. I don't know what it is. I just didn't feel vibed. So, and you don't have to apologize. You're totally good. You guys are totally allowed to zone out. That's how life works. I'm just gonna fill in the rest of these colors. It looks really aggressive. I think that I maybe made it too bright. just gonna quick fill it back in with a darker color. Also, guys, the Owl House is back. I'm so excited. I don't know if any of you guys are fans of the Owl House. I haven't watched the first episode yet because I don't have any way to watch it. I tried to find it illegally last night to pirate it, but you can't. It's not on Disney Plus because Disney is like homophobic, even though it's their own fucking show. So I couldn't watch it on there. If anybody knows how to watch the Owl House and has already watched it, like, hit a girl up because I want to be watching that real bad. I love the Owl House. I cannot convey to you how entertaining it is. I know it's like a just a kid show, but it truly is like a masterpiece. Like, I'm sorry, the Owl House is such a good show. Like, if you haven't watched it, you like legitimately need to go watch it. Like, it is it's like a ride or die show for me. Like, not to be dramatic or anything, but I would die for Amity, who's one of the characters in that show. Like, protect her at all costs. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, you should just stop watching my stream and you should watch the Owl House. I mean, I guess, like, wait. I would prefer that you, like, wait till I'm done, but at the same time, like, you should also go and watch the freaking Owl House. I haven't watched it in a while, so I feel like I'm not gonna be very good at conveying why it's so good. But it's phenomenal. It's like, I'm just gonna keep talking about it for the rest of my life. The Owl House, it's a Disney show, but it's not on Disney Plus, and it is about all these amazing characters, and I don't want to ruin it for anybody who hasn't seen it, but it's an amazing show. It's a kid show, but it's amazing. It's called The Owl House. And also, you probably weren't listening to anything I said, but I told you that I also had a headache during your stream this morning. And you're totally fine for zoning out because that is life. You're totally good. Payment says, I heard it's amazing, but I never watched it. It is literally so good. Ben JDE or whoever also goes by Alec in my server, is also super into it, and we are in an Owl House Discord that he's like a admin or moderator of. It is like so good, but I haven't watched it yet because they canceled it. So the season that's coming out right now is the last season that's coming out. So I'm very sad. But I think that they knew it was coming, so I hope that they're able to wrap up the show in a at least somewhat satisfying way. Sorry, you don't have to be sorry. It's totally not your fault. It happens. I was saying, I feel like there's just something in the air today. Okay, what was I doing? I'm like working. I'm like sitting here also zoning out, but I'm the one streaming. But yeah, highly recommend it if you ever are able to watch it, because like truly one of the best shows I've ever watched. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, it is that good. Like, I was instantly hooked, and it's like still so depressing to me that it doesn't exist, or that it's not gonna just like keep going forever. Okay, so this is the center, so that will be darkest. You're supposed to apply this like darkness to like the petals or whatever, wherever they're like going into the flower to like show that they're like darker and not getting as much light. But I'm kind of lazy and I just paint whatever I want. Cotton says, wait, what show? Owl House! Cotton, do you watch the Owl House? Pan Pan says it's definitely been on my list. Yes, you should definitely keep it on the list. It is truly a masterpiece. I love that show. My favorite episode is in the most recent season that's fully out. So I think the second season. I think that the season that's coming out is also the second season, so it's a little confusing. But it's like it's both. I think it's called like Hootie or All About Hootie, but it's the episode. It's like the Hootie episode, and it is so hilarious. It's amazing. It's like not even a filler episode, but it's like also like if it were a filler episode, you'd love it anyways because it's so good. That one's my favorite episode. Disney Plus, I can watch on the weekends. It's not on Disney Plus. It's because it's too gay. It's too gay for Disney to put on Disney Plus because they're the worst. So it's not. I actually don't even know what the heck it's on. We were trying to buy it, but you had to have like cable, and it was like $70 or something to just like get a plan where we could watch it. So I haven't watched the new episode that just came out, but it's on my list of stuff to watch. So I didn't mean to draw on the wrong layer. I'm sorry. Me and my layers are really just always vibing and struggling. It says it is on Disney Plus. Is it really? Because I couldn't find it last I looked. But if it's on Disney Plus, then I'm watching it like I'm canceling stream and I'm watching it now. Did you ever watch Gravity Falls? I didn't because stop! It wasn't on Disney Plus for this whole time. Did they just add it? Oh my god! Hang on, I'm turning my TV on. Hang on, guys. If the Owl House is on Disney Plus right now, oh my god, is the new episode? Breathe. Hold on. I did not watch Gravity Falls. Honestly, because my sister and I have deep-rooted problems, and she really liked Gravity Falls, so I just assumed I would hate it, and I've never watched it. But I've actually heard really good things about it. I tried watching Amphibia, but I didn't really like... I couldn't get into it. I think that Amphibia is probably really good, but I don't know, the first few episodes were weird, so I didn't watch Amphibia. Hang on, I'm opening up Disney Plus. You guys, I'm so excited. Pimpin, you're like a big Gravity Falls like person, right? It wasn't on, so this will be like either the second and a half or third season of the Owl House, and it hasn't been on Disney Plus like this whole time that it's been out because Disney is the worst. So I'm gonna be so hyped right now. For me, like you'd think it would show up on the front page. Like the algorithm must know I shout on the rooftops about the Owl House. I did know that they just added like all of the Netflix shows like Iron Fist, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Daredevil. They're all on Disney Plus now. Owl House. Onward. Oh my god. Is a new season on here? No. Okay, so the first 2 seasons are on here, but the newest episodes are not. So if you're all caught up, then you can't watch these, I think. Like I'm like 1,000,000% sure I've watched all these. Knock Knocking on Hootie's Door is the best episode. Like it's like my hands down favorite episode. So it's episode 8 of season 2. Oh my god, I cannot believe this is on Disney Plus right now. Okay, so yes, it's on Disney Plus. Everybody go watch it. It's so good. I could talk about it forever. I'm sad that the newest episodes aren't on here, but I will find a way to watch them because I gotta stay caught up. Your girl has to stay caught up. Okay, Pan says I need to rewatch it, but I love Gravity Falls. It's so good. I've watched, like, I know a lot of the like very basics. Like I've seen it. I've just never sat down and watched it consecutively, and it definitely feels like you should with that show. Okay, Fauna. Focus. Focus, Fauna. You're getting distracted. I'm sorry, self. I just like Owl House. I'm like so excited that it's out again. Owl House fan art Sunday. Oh my god. Oh my god, your girl would love that. I'm not good at fan art. Not that I'm like bad at it. I just don't do it very often. I don't have like a reason. I just don't. I think it's because like most people, when they get into art, they get started with art because of fan art. Like that's what gets them into being an artiste. Like they just make their favorite stuff, whether that's like drawing Webkins, drawing their Neopets, drawing, you know, Kim Possible, which I actually did as a kid. I used to trace Kim Possible coloring books. But I feel like that's what gets most people into the medium. But for me, I got into the medium by just like, I don't know, like not really with fan art. It wasn't like the thing that I did. And so I just feel like I skipped that part somehow by accident and I haven't gotten back into it. Okay, I need to pick like a nice dark orange color. Oh wait, crap. That should be light. This should be dark. I'm messing up the parts that should be dark, but it's fine. Everything is awesome. Okay, that's good enough. Okay, so now I've got like those basics in. I feel like I'm gonna hate myself for this, but I feel like that pink flower and the other pink flower at the top should like switch or something. I don't know. It just feels like they're not saturated enough. Maybe I can just boost it. I just feel like the other two are so unsaturated compared to the left two. There we go. That's a little better, I think. I'm also... Okay, time to select me and my million layers. But I'm going to... I want to move F. When I started doing that, I realized that so much is wrong with my art. Do you ever horizontal flip your images? I actually have a weird relationship with that. So when I started art, I never did it because I just like didn't, you know, like not a good reason. I just was like, oh, I didn't even think about it. And then I started doing it and I kind of thought that the purpose was to like find mistakes. But then I just like hated the way my art looked if I flipped it. Like not that I thought it was bad, I just hated the way that it looked. This one looks a little top heavy on one side, but like for me it's like it helps me find where I've been. See, like now I can't unsee that the purple flower is too big. But I like the purple flower, and I made the orange flower small on purpose. I think that maybe the pink flower should have just been bigger. I'm sorry. No, it's my fault. I knew I was gonna find something as soon as I did it. But yes, I do it, but less on stuff like this. It's less for me to find like I thought you were supposed to do it in order to find something that was like wrong with your art. Like you would flip it. Like obviously this kind of counts. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I just like chopped my iPad off the desk. But like I thought it was for like finding actual errors, but it's not. It's more so that your eye relaxes and it sees your painting differently, so that things that are bad jump out at you, which like that just did. And now I'm like trying to figure out what I want to do about it. But like it's fine. it's just not very even. Like, if I make this flower bigger, I don't feel like... I don't like it bigger. I guess I could make it smaller. It'll be easier to make it smaller than it would be to make it bigger. It's just that usually making it smaller in Procreate also makes it blurrier. Like, you can see how much blurrier it is now. Even though I just made it smaller, so... It's okay for it to be like that. Many great paintings are unidirectional and don't follow that rule. Yeah, I have very mixed feelings on it. Sometimes I really like it, and sometimes I really, really don't like it. Like, I did it a lot for... Like, this painting, I don't think I did it one time, but it's a very flat-on perspective, so I feel like... So, like, immediately, I can already tell that these are angled a little bit, and I think that I did that because of wind. But when I look at it this way, I don't even notice how slanted it is. And, like, maybe this pole is tilted. Like, maybe this whole painting is a little tilted. So I don't need that. See? It's, like, a little tilted. I tend to draw to a side. So, like, the pole fixing is one of the things that I'd fix if I were, like, still working on this painting. But, like, it does help. It really does help. You just don't notice it. Like, if you were to look at this, you wouldn't notice it. So it's not something that has to, like, be fixed necessarily. It's just one of those things. Like, I bet you I did the same thing with this pole. Like, all my poles are all my poles are a little bit off everywhere. It's the way that my life is. Cotton, thank you for the hydrate. It's okay for it to be like that. I naturally draw at an angle, says Pan Pan, so I have to draw straight in front of me, otherwise everything is slanted. Unless you need symmetry, it's totally okay for it to not look good when flipped. Yes, I think that that's also part of it, is that unless you are doing it, like, very intentionally specific, it doesn't matter if it doesn't look good flipped. It's just to help you decide if you want to fix something, and to give your eyes that ability to see. Absolutely, if it looks good, it looks good, but you don't have to do it, but it's interesting. Yeah, so I used to never flip my stuff. I did try to get into it more lately. Like, I think I flipped this one. I'm probably gonna hate this one if I flip it, I'm not gonna lie. The boat feels off because the boat is also not straight. I'll bet you $1 billion. But, like, it's so, like, minute. See, all of mine are a little bit slanty. That one is very light. Like, it's not as noticeable. This one is jagged on purpose, so that's fine. But, like, that's the only thing that jumps out to me. I guess maybe this house. It's just funny to me how, to me, this looks totally fine, but when I flip it, I'm like, oh, the boat's crooked. But, like, this angle, which is the same thing, my brain's like, that looks good. My brain just doesn't care if it's that side, I guess. Anyways, all that was for me to say is nothing. I'm just gonna... You know what, this flower, just gonna have to be big. I wish I could just... You know what, I can probably go into Photoshop and make it smaller in Photoshop, and then it will then it will look better, because now it's bothering me. I think that this flower should probably be about, probably only like that much smaller. Like, no one is gonna notice that, just me sitting here in my room being insane. Cotton says, you're so talented, what the fuck? She has so much talent, says Pan Pan. Agreed. Scott, you guys are so nice to me. Stop. But thanks. You guys are nice. These are like my favorite paintings. This one is like a picture that I found on one of those like sites for free. Another one of an artist that I really like actually did the same painting as me, so it's really interesting for me to see her view on that same like picture. This one is like my favorite painting, but it's like magic. Like, I don't know how I painted this, and I don't think I could ever paint it again. Like, truly, it just like fell out. Sometimes it happens. This one is growing on me. I like it more than I used to. This one, I don't like the way I did the ducks. So the duckies really bother me. And the sky's a little too blended. This was like right before I got out of blending everything. Because you can tell I kind of blended the mountains, but not that bad. But like the entire sky is blended. And then like I got better at it. This one was like before I'd even learned that. I feel like I just got better. But anyways, I'm going on like a rant, I feel like. Like, let me flip this one. Also, this one bothers me because this macaroon looks like it's floating. So that's something I've already wanted to fix. But like this one is very straight on. It's like nothing sticks out to me when I flip that one. Just that floating macaroon. Oh my god, this is only one layer? What did I do that for? Apparently I hate myself. What did I do that for? Me make mistake, okay? I just need to give it a shadow. Should be a lot easier to do. But I also like, it needs to like affect the branch. Anyways, that was my rant on the Barbity bloop. Barbity bloop? Yeah, that's a word. Anyways, this is what it looked like when I first started, and now this is what it looks like. That flower is so big. I need to just like calm down. I wonder if I move the flowers, if it will make me like it more. This is why I drew them all in a different layer. So like if I move that one there, and I move this one. No, I don't like it. It's just, it is what it is. Only 6K away now. Are we really only 6K away, Cotton? Damn. I extended the time a little bit because I didn't realize how much of how high, I made it a really high goal. Like, you guys have put a lot of popcorn into it. How do I even look at it? I don't know. It was showing up at the top and now it's gone. Run an ad during your show. Apparently I can just start a commercial break. Okay, actually it's been about 2 hours. I haven't taken a break yet. So I'm gonna take a real quick break. Y'all feel free, relax, get a snack, whatever. I'll be back in a couple minutes. Okay, I have eaten many saltines. I really should have just called it a saltine break. It is not safe for me to have them in my apartment anymore. This is like a serious disease, okay? Like, hi, my name is Fauna, and I have a saltine addiction. Jumping cat, yes! She wants to be on my lap all the time now today. So she just sits, like, I had to stop her from sitting on my lap earlier. She's bad. She's a baddie. Also, does anybody know what Pokemon this is? I thought it was Timpole, but it is not Timpole. Hey, camera, could you just, like, focus on this, please? Could you just, like, not make it so bright? It's like, it's like be darker. It just needs to, like, be better. It's not supposed to be this bright. It's like, it's got a little, like, pink star on its nose. You see? Yeah, there we go. And then it, like, you know, it's just like a little guy. And just be a little fishy. I thought his name was Timpole. Honestly, he kind of looks like a tampon. That's how babies are made. Yeah, I don't know either. The hint was Tynamo. Damn, you're so smart, so I'm gonna write it. Tynamo. You're so right. You're so smart. Does it evolve into Timpo? Hang on. I'm looking up the Pokedex for it. Tynamo evolves to Electric starting at level 39, which evolves to Electros using a Thunderstorm. What the heck was I thinking of? Timpole. Oh, this thing is Timpole. This little guy. Anyways, I have a Pokemon bot in the Discord, and I am bad at it. I usually just make up my own names for them. So like, and I recently learned about Dreepy. Dreepy is a cool Pokemon, so now I guess Dreepy for every Pokemon that I don't know. They find it very entertaining. If anyone watching this would like to join, feel free to join the Discord. If anybody is not in it and wants to play that Pokemon game, it's like own separate channel. So in the Roll Pickers channel, you'll have to go in and like add that you want to play it, because it was getting really spammy and out of hand. So you can only see the channel if you like react with a roll saying you want to see it. But we have that, and I'm very bad at it. But thank you, Soul Thief, for giving me a Tynamo. Such a weird name. Anyways, I hope you guys had a nice little break. I just ate a bunch of saltines. And like, yeah, that was the right call for me. Okay, let's like finish up these flowers. Of course, the one that I finished is the one that is too big. This is why you're supposed to check your scale before you start painting. Hang on, I'm trying to have thoughts. I'm just going with it. You know what? They are flowers. They're living their own life. I'm hoping I'll just unsee it later. I like that my plan for this painting is to just unsee the mistakes. I think it'll work out. It does evolve twice. Although it makes sense because I always mix up that name of Electric and the electric dog. Ugh, I'm blanking on the electric dog name. Hang on. Electric dog Pokemon. No, not Yamper. Why does it always give you the one, like it gives you the Pokemon you're looking for, but it doesn't put the name under it? Manectric. And the Manectric evolves from, hang on, I'm just gonna search Manectric. I always think that the name of Manectric is Electric. Oh, from Electrike, yes. See, I think it's because of Electrike it messes me up. But like this little guy, so cute, and he evolves into this guy, and I just give me an electric dog any day, you know? Like that's all I gotta say. I'll take an electric dog any day of the week. Okay, I'm gonna put some of this back up. Okay. I have this fish oversized dad shirt that I love. Oh, is that the one you wore in your stream the other day for the music stream? Because I thought that shirt was so cute. And I found a Hawaiian flowy shirt at the thrift store that's similar, and I'm currently cutting it to be equally tattered. Stop. It's gonna look so good. I love your other shirt. Yes, the fish. So Pan has a fish shirt, and it's really cool. It's just like got great vibes. I don't really know another way to explain it. It just has great vibes, okay? This fish shirt is like, is it. It's the look of the season. Like we all need to go get fish shirts. Like not to be dramatic, but it looked really good. I live in it in warm weather. It looks so comfy. I usually wear dresses in warm weather because I don't deal with it well. So at least that way I don't have to wear pants. I'm actually like very anti-pants. Like I'm wearing shorts right now, which are not pants. And like I'm so frequently like bad about it that when I was in college, my roommates would be like, okay, we're gonna have friends over, so like put pants on. And I was like, okay, because I wouldn't just like have pants on. That's just like what I was about. They accepted it, okay? And they ate all my food and stole my candy, so I was allowed to have a weird thing. If I can find a beta fish shirt, sure. Otherwise, does a water dragon work? That sounds so cool. I feel like absolutely. Batman says, my best friend also bought a fish shirt at the thrift store after me, so we go out for beers and we do fish shirt night. Oh my god, I love that. Now I want to get a fish shirt. If I ever see a fish shirt at a thrift store, I'm gonna get it. I just don't buy a lot of clothes though, because now that I work from home, I don't have to wear a lot of nice clothes anymore, so I just have not bought clothes in so long. Plus, I waste all my money on like dumb electronic stuff, so I don't have any to waste on clothes anymore. We all have that one friend you have to tell to put clothes on. Yes, and I'm that friend. I am 1,000,000% that friend. Like they would like text me and they'd be like, "Are you in the apartment?" I'd be like, "Yeah." They're like, "Cool, can you let them in?" And I'd be like, "Okay." And they'd be like, "That means also that you should put pants on." And I was like, okay, I get it. Like I just was like not gonna wear them. I don't know what to tell you. Like I lived in a triple and I was still like, listen, this is the one thing that I'm not compromising on. I have no regrets either. Like I used to think I was going to be embarrassed telling that story, and I truly just like don't regret that at all. And I would, if I were to go back in time and go to college, I would still just wear my shorts. Okay, this flower is vibing. I think it's coming out all right. I like it. I love that for you. Thank you, Pan Pan. Thank you. I do too. It's truly like part of my personality. It's weird to like think about college though, because I feel like if I look at freshmen near me, like I feel like I'm the same as her, but I also feel like very, very different, and I just think that's kind of weird. Like you would think I could pick a way to feel about it. Like I'm like, oh, she baby, but then I'm also like, she was the same as me. I also applied to be an RA, which was like a resident person or whatever. You'd get like a lot off your tuition, but you had to like be in charge of everybody on your floor, and you had to like make posters for them, and you had to like hold theme like nights to entertain everybody, and like you had to be a mediator. And I don't know why on earth I applied, because I'm so non-confrontational and I would have hated it. I don't like making posters about underage drinking. Or I also would not stay up late enough to be a good like RA, because you have to like man all the parties. Like if someone is throwing a party, you are the one who has to like knock on the door and be like, listen, you guys are breaking the rules. Soul Thief said, I literally had to train my roommates to tell me when they had people over, because I'm the same. I hate pants. Yes, no pants club. Thank you, Soul Thief. I didn't even have to train them. Like it wasn't even like training. I would just like sit in bed, and like it's not like I'm like walking around doing anything inappropriate. I just like wasn't, like wearing pants, and so I would just like wear them, and then they would just like, I would sit on my bed and they'd be like, are you like wearing pants? And I'd be like, no. And they're like, okay, you should go put some on and then we can go out. And I was like, okay. Because like they would invite me out to get food and stuff, and I would be like, okay, I guess I'll put pants on. And they were like, yes, that's not like, you should come eat with us right now. And I was like, okay. They just like started to just know. Like I never had to like get them to say anything. Like I didn't care. Like I could just sit under my bed and not wear pants. Oh well. I feel like we really bonded. Also, they kind of like were super weird about who I was going to be roommates with. Because they had you like fill out a survey to tell them like, who you'd get along with, who would be a good roommate for you. And it was like, do you stay up late? Are you a morning person? Are you like blah, blah, blah? Like just like basic roommate questions. And I swear to you, they put me in a triple with a girl who was nothing like me. Like, she literally would stay up until all night. She'd stay up all night. I would wake up at 7 a.m. and she would go to bed. Actually, I didn't even wake up that early in college. So I would wake up at like 8 a.m. and she would be going to bed. And, we had nothing in common, and we never really understood why they paired us together, but we were both from the same state. So I'm pretty sure they were just like, oh, these two girls are from the same state. They will love each other. And it was like, no. And we kind of hated each other low-key, but it was fine. We got over it. I ended up moving back home after I went to college because I was like, wow, being in college is horrible and roommates suck, kind of. Not even like that I hated my roommates, just that like the idea of having roommates is a lot in college, I feel like. It wasn't my favorite. I'm not gonna like lie to you. I didn't think it was super fun. A lot of people don't though. And they also put me in a triple. So I feel like I was kind of set up not to like them. Because like, who wants to live with two other people in a room that like, I'm not even kidding, it's probably the size of my, like, what you guys can see of my apartment. You know, like, you've got the 3 beds, and then you've got, like, we all had our own bureau, and then we all had a desk. And, like, it was honestly, like, so packed that when I moved in, we couldn't even all move in at the same time. Because, like, all of us having all our stuff out at one time made the room, like, suffocatingly crowded. So, like, when I moved in, we ended up just dumping my stuff in the room, like, in my corner. And then we just, like, waited for the other girls to, like, unpack. Because there's literally not enough room for all of us to unpack at the same time. Like, that's how big it is. So, like, I don't know who would enjoy, you know, like, being in a situation like that crowded. So like I feel like I was destined not to like my roommate situation. Because that's just a lot. It's a lot. Pamela said I'm trying to stay at home until my master's is done for savings, but I also really want to get my own place now. I feel like that's really hard because I was the same way. I stayed at home all through my undergrad degree, but I pretty much moved out like I moved out quickly after I got my degree, like a couple months. But I was really lucky. I was in a financial position to do so, and I had someone who wanted to be my roommate, so it wasn't like I just moved to a city by myself, because I would not have done that. I would not have been able to afford it, for sure. But I think that's hard. I think it gets harder the longer you stay, too. I don't know. Like, I wouldn't mind moving back home for a little while. Then I think I would not like it again. But I think I would be okay with it for a little bit. I think it just, like, you get sick of the arrangement and you, like, really start yearning for your own place. I wish I could afford a house. That's what I want. Like, I'm so far from that, but I would love to be able to just, like, get a house. I would love for it to even feel like it was a possibility, I think, is what I really want. I don't know. Some people think the housing market will crash, and a lot of people think it won't, so... I was totally on team wishing it would, but I don't think it's gonna. Pampan said, I can move out if I want to, but I really just want to go directly into a house and not an apartment, which is really hard since I'm under the table. Just try to keep myself separate to keep sane. Yes. And that is going to be really hard for you, especially because they have to see, like, I think if you're under the table, they'd have to see, like, your bank records, and then you'd have to, like, at least for a year, prove, like, stable income, and then you have to obviously have the down payment, and then, like, it's just a whole thing. Like, I don't even know. And I I don't even, like, I really don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot. So I live in Vermont, which is like kind of going through a rent crisis right now, honestly. Like, our rent is almost comparable to Manhattan rent. And it's just like, we don't have Manhattan level things to do. So it's like, if I'm gonna pay Manhattan rent, can't I live in Manhattan then instead of like the middle of nowhere? So I'll probably end up moving as soon as I can like figure out where I want to go and where I could afford, because it truly is just not at all affordable anymore. Like, even with a roommate, like, it's just a lot. And I feel like I was the same way. Like, I could have moved out when I was in undergrad too, technically, but it would have put a lot more stress on my finances, and like, I didn't need that. Especially when you're like, you know, like, you're in school, you're trying to do well in school. Like, there's only so much you can expect of yourself, I feel like. And I always push myself really hard, so I would have just like exploded trying to get it all to work out before ever like just admitting it wasn't a right decision. Okay, 3 flowers done. Really only like 1 to go. This one I technically have to do, but I don't mind if this one stays kind of like not that saturated. Just gonna like brighten it a tad. Handmaids, I do not want roommates. Oh, that's so hard. I see why it's a bit of a struggle. Oh my god. It's like impossible. Average rent is 1.5k here. Yeah, that's similar to here, unfortunately, which is a lot. I've watched too many of my friends struggle to move out only to move back home, and I don't want to do that. Yeah, like it would be like worse to like put all that time into moving just to realize that it wasn't really like possible. But it's so ridiculously hard. Like, I just want it to be better. I want the world to be better. Sorry if that's a ridiculous ask, everybody. I don't know. It feels like the only solution to being able to afford a house is like, should have been born earlier. Like, okay, thanks for that advice. I'll go back in time and ask my mom to get pregnant earlier. I don't know. Just seems like it just makes me annoyed. One of my friends, a really good friend actually, just moved out she was living at her boyfriend's house. And I think she's really, really happy not to be there anymore. But, like, it's hard. Like, now all that pressure is on, you know? Like, you gotta make that rent. And, like, she lives in a little studio, and she's like, technically I'm not allowed to have pets. And I'm like, yeah, but, like, how much does he charge you again? Like, does it matter? I don't know. I was like, if you want a pet and you think they won't be upset, you should just do it then, babe. Yeah. If my parents didn't allow debt to sit in it for so long, I don't know, maybe I could have had a house to inherit or something. Right? Like, my plan is just like, alright, well, my dad's kind of old, right? Like, maybe when they die, like, my retirement plan is my parents dying. Like, that's the worst thing in the world. Like, that is not a plan. But yeah, it's hard. I don't know. Pan, let's like buy a house together. I have credit, so we could do it. But that's why I want to be able to have my own home for my kids, to have their future. Actually have a fund for them when they turn 18. Yes. Oh my god. I feel like that's so much pressure though, too. Like, that you have to, in order, when you have a kid, like, you feel like, oh my god, like, as soon as they're born, I have to be able to, like, put money away, like hundreds of thousands of dollars away to help them afford an education. Like, the pressure of that, like, that's a lot, you know? Like, I think we should acknowledge that that is a lot to deal with. Like, I don't know. That's just too much. I don't think I'll ever have kids because I don't think I can afford it. They say the birth rate is down a lot, but everybody who I know is having kids. But it's like, okay, we told you we don't have any money. Like, how are we supposed to have kids if I don't have any money? Like, literally, tell me how that was supposed to work again. Like, it feels like they complain about millennials just doing the wrong thing every time. And it's like, okay, but, like, literally, what was I supposed to do? Like, is there a solution in where you don't hate millennials? It says, yeah, let's buy a house together, except we have to agree on climate. Yeah, I would deal with it, okay? I would figure it out. I would accept it. I think I would adapt after a really long time. Because I'm sick of winter. So I have to make that sacrifice. It just will be rough. I'll be, like, dying. Like, seriously, when it's when the first even 70-degree day comes around up here, I get ill. Because I just can't. My body doesn't like becoming warmer. It is fine when the temperature drops. Like, I don't like it, but I don't feel sick. But, like, the first hot days of the year, I actually feel ill. Usually it's not that bad. I just have to, like, hide inside until my body gets used to it. But, like, I literally should not have to feel that way. Like, my body could just behave. If you were to ask me. Also, I realized I had not finished that leaf area yet. Oopsies. So this lights should actually be up here. I did this this petal backwards. My bad, my bad. No one look at that. No one look at the man behind the curtain. I don't need a lot of space. Yeah, me either. Something that bothers me is the lack of studio apartments, and the ones that we have are like 1.5K, which is no sense. Yes, the average rent for a studio apartment in my building is $1,600 for a studio apartment. And it's like, I'm sorry, you think that a single person has $1,600 to spend on your room? On your actual room? Like, I'm sorry, absolutely not. It makes me, like, insane. Makes me feel like I'm going crazy, honestly. I should just save it for a tiny house. I know, I want a tiny house too. I feel like that's the vibes. I saw a TikTok today who was talking about, like, an inflatable mattress in their car for, like, road trips, and then, like, all the comments were just like, oh, now I can live in my car. And it's like, oh my god, what world are we living in right now? That, like, people see that and their first thought is, oh, I can now afford to live in my car finally. Like, no. I don't know. Don't mean to get political on Maine. I just sad. Why is this brush so big? But tiny houses are really cute. I want, like, more space than that though, because personally, I want, like, an art studio. It's, like, really bad. Like, that's one thing I would really want, and, like, that's kind of hard to get in a tiny house. But other than that, like, I actually don't have a lot of things, and I wouldn't mind, like, downsizing. But it's hard to, like, have a bunch of canvases and stuff when you're, like, in such a small area. Like, I can do it, but I think ideally that's not what I would want. And I wouldn't buy a tiny house if I didn't really like it, you know, like a lot. Like, I'd want to live there forever. So apparently there is a company that does rent to own a tiny house. I should look into that. That should be how like everything is. Like, it should all be rent to own, honestly. I just like imagine that my life would be so much freer if I actually had just like a place. Like a true place. Why am I doing all these pedals backwards? I'm like riding the struggle bus right now. Boom! Did I do it? Am I missing a couple? Yeah, a little bit, actually. Unboom. Just quickly fill these out. Oh, actually there's another step, so never mind. Super unboom. I have another thing I'm gonna do, so I forgot about it. Okay, this is the flowers. I don't think they're 100% done, but they are most of the way done. And I'm liking it. I'm vibing it. Hi Jax, welcome in. I hope you're having a nice day. Pan friend. Yes, I've stolen Pan's afternoon to watch me paint flowers. And I'm having the best time. Oh, thanks. I'm glad you're vibing. Okay, so I don't really like that middle flower. I like that I waited until now to decide that. Maybe I just like take this and I move it in. Maybe not that much. And then I could take this one and move him down. This song is nice. I actually like this song. Well, I don't like that, so I'm gonna put that flower back. Maybe I should make it darker instead of lighter. Whoa, those are the coolest drawn flowers I've ever seen. Jax! Oh my god, thank you so much. I'm glad you like them. I'm like fighting with them right now, I feel like, so I'm really glad that you like them. Maybe if I make them like blue. I don't know. I'm fighting with them. That's what I'm really doing. Oh, I need the whites to be a different color. I'm like, why does it look so weird still? I always push alpha lock whenever I don't want to push it. It's my skill. Okay, anyways, well, middle flower or no middle flower? I feel like we're in a good spot. I'm gonna fill it in with green. I'm gonna move these little pink dots. I actually like them, so I'm gonna leave them. So this is like close. Oh god, sorry. I think my cat's throwing up. Hey, you okay? Did you just sneeze? What's going on? She's like shaking. Hey. My cat's just old, so she does weird things. I worry about her. Wow, I know, my poor baby. It's like, it's kind of like when you're like, I don't know, she's kind of like, it looked like she was sneezing. You got the sniffles? Oh my god, when I got COVID, they said that you were supposed to like separate yourself from the cat. Like you were supposed to like Oh, hi. You're supposed to like quarantine from your cat because cats can get COVID, and I was like, oh god, I like cannot do that. Because like I live in a very small apartment, so like I can't just like there's not like a room that I can like leave her in. So that was fun. Hi. She's back. Look at her little ears. Oh, sure, they're gone. Okay. Ow. Do you have to stand on me? Is that like the real vibe right now? Okay, let's flip it again. Make myself miserable. Okay, don't eat those. Sorry, I have saltine crumbs on my desk because I ate saltines and now she's trying to eat my saltine crumbs. Okay, but what if I did make it smaller? I just like so big. Guys, I'm so big. It's not like that much blurrier. I think that I just need to suck it up. Also, I think there's a way to do it that doesn't make it so angry. Like, what if I do that one? How angry does that make it? I would say still pretty angry. One of these is supposed to be like a good way of changing the size so that it doesn't affect it as much. This one seems to be good. Maybe we can resize it. I don't actually remember which way is the right way. I thought bicubic was the right way. But it looks pretty solid, so I'll just leave it as this one. There! Boom! I made it smaller. Jack says, BRB gonna make oatmeal. Ooh, that sounds good! You definitely are eating more oatmeal today than I've eaten all year, but you know what? You gotta do you. Where the hell is this layer? Okay, what's this layer? Oh, oopsies. Oops. There we go. I swear ever since I met Pan, I just want to eat oatmeal. Pan, are you starting an oatmeal craze? What's going on? I used to avoid oatmeal. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a big oatmeal fan. I'm just like a very texture person. So like if the texture of a food is weird, I'm gonna be a little weird about it. It's not like the food's fault or anything. It's just who I am. Who will I be? It's up to me. See, like, I don't hate that. I don't think it does what I want it to do, though. But, like, I like not having all the warm and then all the cool on one side. So, like, that was kind of bothering me. But then it just, like, feels so empty on the other side. Like, I have to almost... Here, let me hide the purple flower for a sec. I need to, like, take everything that's over here and, like, also move it. Oh, did I take too much? I took too much. I like this emote. Thank you! I got really obsessed with Sprigatito. My little cat baby Pokemon. I'm so excited to have that cat Pokemon as my Pokemon. It's gonna be the best thing ever. I'm gonna move this just like down. Okay. So now I might like. This is bringing to light all the stuff I didn't paint fully, and I don't like it. Like these leaves down here. Oops. I am a bad painter in the sense that these are messy. And they should not be so messy. Okay, what if I flip these? Does that solve the problem? Okay, I also have to move these green dots. Oh, which are not on that layer. There we go. Okay. I have a hug, both of you. Aw, thank you. I can't spell to save my life. You're good. I can't read. So, together we make a great team. Pam said, I'm so distracted now looking at tiny homes. Oh my god, well share some if you find any good ones. Because I love looking at tiny homes. They're just like they're so cute. Like, I love them. I don't need a lot of space, but I will say I got really used to my queen size bed. So I do want to keep like a relatively large bed, and I know that like you don't normally. I'm also gonna get rid of this. And I also, like, look at this. I didn't even paint this edge. This is a bit messy. It's okay. I'm just gonna erase more of this leaf. What are you talking about? No, this is totally planned. Nothing is wrong. Yeah, see? Totally planned all that. Totally. I just gotta finish painting this. Oh, I guess I have to erase. There we go. Okay. Pan is lurking. Oh my god. Oh shoot, I forgot I'm supposed to go to my sister's tonight, which reminds me she offered to let me live in her first home she builds to rent. Also reminds me I need to get ready. Oh my god, of course. Well, have fun getting ready. I'm sorry that you forgot. I'm distracting you. Looking at tiny homes. Hey Warhammer, what's up? How you doing? Warhammer, have you always had painting in your username? Anyways, welcome in. We're finishing up though, so sorry that you're coming in on the tail end. I feel like I'm just noticing it now. I feel like I read it at first, and now I'm just like, I got so used to seeing it, you know? Anyways, how you doing? Because I paint. Yeah, it makes sense. I don't know why I don't remember reading it. I feel like I'm going a little crazy. Okay, I'm starting to vibe with this. I think I'm gonna play with this again. I have a blue flower in the middle, and sometimes I just don't like him. Sometimes I do, though. Okay, so anyways, this is the whole thing. I think this layer is empty. Actually, I'm gonna put it right back. I'm dumb. That was where I was gonna put a new layer. So I like to paint the outside with white. Is this a good brush for that? I think so. I like to do this because that way if I want to make a sticker, you have to like paint the whole outside in a sticker to be white. So this way I'm like kind of all set. I might use this one. Although it's not 100% opacity, so never mind. But anyways, we're gonna draw that. Okay, where was that? I'm good. Did you like the croc meme? Yes. It was a croc shoe, but it was also like a crocodile. That was, I think, the crocodile from Pokemon, so that was hilarious. Where's just like a regular brush? I need like the most boring hard blend. That's what we're looking for. I'm like, I know I have a sticker brush. It's just hard blend. It's not anything especially cool. And I don't go in with a lot of detail at first. I probably should, but I don't. I also tend to just like fill the whole area in. I don't leave a lot like holes in it. This is just because it will make the sticker easier. And then that's kind of like what the sticker would look like. Tasha's so damn beautiful. I love it. Oh, I'm glad you like it. I really don't know how I feel about this guy, but I'll try to adjust. And then I'll just start like erasing some of this out, I guess. I should probably erase with the same brush, but who am I to make sense? I feel like there's a better way to do this, but I don't remember what it is. Anyways, I hope you're doing okay, Tosh. I've been live for almost 3 hours now, so shouldn't you be in bed? Okay, let's like finish this fauna. There's a way to like cheat with this, but I tend not to do it. Like, I think you can take the whole selection and kind of like, I don't know, like move it out basically. Here, it might be easier to just like add instead of subtract. This is one of my favorite parts though, because it is so relaxing. Like, I'm just gonna erase all of that, and I'm going to just make a really small brush and then go over it like easier. This is actually gonna be better. I was doing it hard before. I forgot. I haven't done this in a while. I don't make sticker related items very frequently, but I'm glad you guys all stuck around for the ride. And I hope that for some of you, you were able to make some of your own art and feel a little productive that way. But also, like, definitely don't have to be productive all the time. I just like the idea of some of you using it as a time to also feel like you could be productive. This is like hard. Okay, so I'm also gonna erase that, and I'm just gonna pop it out more naturally, and it also helps me realize some of the parts that I haven't filled in. Like, I'm missing green here, so I'm also gonna have to go through and like clean those things up. But I'm gonna leave that part of the sticker here. Sorry. I think it's all the saltines. I was telling mostly Pan this earlier, but I ate like a crap ton of saltines. And I've like just been eating so much. Like it's so hard once I open a sleeve. I just want to eat the rest. It's just, they're not safe around me, okay? It's just, that's all there is to it. They're just simply, they are not safe. Also, I really want this leaf to be like smooth because it's just that like the leaf itself is so smooth. I feel like the white of the sticker should look clean. Otherwise you'll be like, why is it so jagged? And it will like stand out more. I like doing the hold and drag, and you can actually, if you didn't know this, you can change the amount of time that you drag or have to hold it for the drag to like work, because you can change it, and then that way it's like, I don't know, it's like a little nicer. Okay, so this is the flower one. It was based off of, I don't have it, hang on, I'm gonna pull it up. So I have an OG flower one that I did. So I'll show you guys both. So this is the one that I did before. Oh, I froze Procreate. But it was like for a little class. So that's the one I did before. And for this one, I like added a lot of flowers to it. Wait, hang on. I have to go move something again. Sorry, I'm just distracted. Okay, so this is what I did before. You can see it's like basically the same idea. And I also have this line here that's rogue. But then here is the one that we did today. So definitely the whites are a lot bigger is the first thing I'm noticing. And I actually didn't keep the white on the finished painting, which I think I kind of like. Sorry, I crashed it again. And yeah, anyways, this was the idea that I took it from. So we went from that to this. So I think that's pretty cool. I still have like some cleanup to do, so it's not like totally done. Oh, also I usually fill it in. Let me bring it in front of everything. It's just easier to not have it have any holes in it. And these layers like not move. You guys not moving today? There we go. Of course I made a group. I always make groups when I don't want to. Procreate makes groups for you like really quickly, which is, you know, generally a good thing, just not when you're me. Oop. I'm just gonna make it really... This is why I try not to change my brushes a lot, because it messes me up. Like, I just start painting chaotically. Even more chaotically than I already do. And like this blue flower for sure is bothering me. Oh, I forgot. This is all on one layer, because I'm running out of layers. I like to always leave like one layer open. That way you can like put something on a new layer and then you can just like merge it right away. I think that it makes it a little easier. And then I'll just like clean this up. This brush is really big. Like even when I have it on this really small setting, it's still quite large. Oh, this leaf. I can't believe we got through this whole thing. I'm actually really excited that we did, because I did not think we would finish. We almost never finish our pieces in these streams. We usually just like do some, and then I finish it because I just get like distracted and I talk to you guys and just how it do be. Okay, I'm gonna take this off and I'm gonna sign it. See if I can do like a nice signature today. That one's okay. I'm a little picky about them. It's really small, actually. This might be too streamlined for me. I'm really picky about the way I make my J's. I've gotten more picky as time has gone on, too. Okay, I'm gonna take one last look. See if I hate anything. Yes, this. I gotta erase some stuff. This is my trick that I always use so I can get rid of stuff that I've always painted on the wrong layer, because I, without fail, do that all the time. You guys always seem way better at it than me, but I'm terrible at it. Okay, so boom, 3 hours on the dot, almost, and look at what we got. So yeah, anyways, I think we're gonna call it here, because your girl wants to eat more saltines, and I really want to play Triangle Strategy. I'm gonna like beat the crap out of that game. I am gonna win. Go fight win. That battle that I've been replaying all day that has been making me crazy. So yeah, I think we're gonna end stream here. I know it's on the shorter side, but I'm sure you guys all have exciting things to do, so yeah, so next week, Legends, Arceus, and a new painting. Don't know what we'll paint. Hopefully I'm like more inspired. Tasha is so damn beautiful, love it. Bye, see you soon again. Yeah, let me see quickly if there's anyone who I want to raid. And if you guys have anybody who you want to raid, like, let me know. I feel like I've raided the 2 people who are alive right now before, so I don't want to like re-harass them. Also, it's on my Discover page. It says that what I will like is sports, soccer. I really don't think that's accurate. I really don't think that's accurate. Hang on, I'm gonna search Triangle Strategy, see if anybody's playing that. That looks good. Radio. Yeah, okay, hang on. I'm gonna mute and play some peeps and see if I can find someone. It's so hard because I get ads, so I don't know who they are. Joe Mama, that's who we should raid. Okay, I mean, that's what you said. All right. Or we can do an Animal Crossing raid, because I'm basic and I love my AC villages. Also, they're ahead of where I am, so maybe we won't raid Triangle Strategy, because then we'll get the game spoiled for me. I shouldn't spoil the game that I'm currently playing. Raid Bob Ross. Is he live right now? Doesn't Bob Ross have like 1 billion viewers? I'm just gonna pick a random Animal Crossing person. That's what we're gonna do. I can't believe how many people are actually still playing Animal Crossing. It's kind of crazy. He's live. I know, but doesn't he have like 1 trillion views? Hang on, let me see if this person looks good. Okay, found someone. We be raiding somebody. Yeah. Bob Ross doesn't need our raid. Bob Ross is too good for us. Oh, by the way, so this is the raid command. I actually made one finally. There's also a sub-raid one, but it doesn't work because the bot's not subbed to me. So I have to take it. And actually, I don't know if I even updated it, so I might have gotten rid of those emotes. But anyway, so that one doesn't work. But you guys can do whatever raid command you want. You can just say fauna raid. But we're going to raid somebody who's playing Animal Crossing because I feel like that would be fun. So again, thank you guys for coming, hanging out with me. Hopefully they haven't been live for very long because that's always awkward, but whatever. Okay, anyways, thank you again. We'll see you guys later. Y'all are the best. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay hydrated. Bye. We can do this.